mental hospitals and what are they like? What is about a mental hospital? What is it? What are the different kinds of mental hospitals? Well, I have been in 10 mental hospitals. I've been Title 36, where they come and a police officer comes and they arrest you and they take you to the mental hospital. I have been forced to go due to a suicide attempt, so that's another way you can end up in a mental hospital. And I've gone on voluntary basis. The only mental hospital I have not been in, hopefully never will be, is the state hospital. The state hospital is a long-term facility, typically for years, like 5, 10, 15 years. It's, from what I've heard, not a very pleasant place to be. Everybody there is tripping really hard. They can do shock therapy on you there. They can, there's a wing of the state hospital that is in the jail, and then part of it is out of the jail. So the state hospital is not very fun. It's not a place you want to end up. So that's something I'm trying to avoid. I have been in some good mental hospitals. I have been in some. Typically, you're in a room. You share a room with someone depending on how full it is. Normally, there's 2 people in a bedroom. You have a day room that you can walk out into, and everybody just kind of sits around. You're very bored in a mental hospital. There's nothing really fun to do. These are the better ones. There's nothing really fun to do. Sometimes you'll have a TV, sometimes you won't. Sometimes you'll have books. Sometimes they have activities. They have typically they have, and this is the United States, they typically have a little paper taped to a window. So they're sitting behind a glass window watching you all day. You can go up to them and ask for things. On the paper, it typically says, 7 a.m. morning meds, and then 7:30 breakfast, and then 7:45. It has the whole day's schedule, and every day is the same. You're very bored, so you look forward to your meals a lot. The food, I would compare it to a school lunch. It's not absolutely awful. It's not the greatest food in the world. They monitor what you eat. They monitor what you do. Having a routine really helps in a mental hospital. If you have a routine, then every day you can make your own routine. It makes it go by a lot easier. You're not as bored. The same thing goes with jail. I've never been to jail, but I know lots of people that have. So the more routine you have every day, you do the same thing every day, the easier it is to handle being so bored. In worse mental hospitals, you don't have a day room, you have a bedroom, you're typically in one room. The worst one I've ever been in, I won't say its name, but you have one room, you have a very small hallway to walk up and down, and there's no roommate in the room, and you have a bathroom, and that's it. There's really no good books there, there's no TV, and those are typically short-term mental hospitals. A suicide attempt, you have to stay there legally 72 hours. So legally you have to be watched for 72 hours. And you can stay in a short-term mental hospital up to, I think it is 3 weeks. And then they have longer facilities that can go from 6 months to a year. And then anything for past 2 years is the state hospital. In a short-term mental hospital. They monitor everything you do. They have a little paper, so they have techs. They have techs that work in the hospitals. They write down every 5 minutes a little letter as to what you're doing. If you're in there on a suicide attempt, you are under what's called 5-minute watch. Every 5 minutes, they write down what you're doing. If you're in a voluntary basis, you can start with a 15-minute watch. I think you can get up to like a 30-minute watch to where they put on a piece of paper what you're doing every 30 minutes. They talk to you. They monitor you. Like I said, excuse me. So you're in your room or the hallway or the day room, and they're usually behind a glass door, but in the room with you are normally techs. You can typically expect somebody to be hallucinating quite hard in there with you. Normally on a regular basis, when somebody's going to go to the state hospital, they start off in a short-term facility, and if they don't get better and they can't get them into a longer-term facility, they'll go to the state hospital. So they monitor you, they interact with you, they try to figure out, what kind of issues you're having. If you're in there for a suicide watch, you can expect somebody to be in there that is out of their mind and can periodically become violent. So that part can be scary, but the good part of that is it is actually illegal in the United States for you to feel stressed. So if someone becomes violent or anyone acts out of order, which I've done before, you get a shot in the butt, and that shot is called the cocktail, and I think it has Benadryl, Haldol. It has Benadryl, Zyprexa, Haldol. It has a lot of antipsychotics in it, and it'll make you sleep for several days. So if you flip out on staff or someone else and become violent, or flip out in excessive manner, you'll get a shot in the butt and you'll sleep for several days. So the good side of that is if you're in for a milder reason, you're not going to have to worry about being in danger, because they will tackle anyone to the ground and give them the shot and put them to sleep. So these are my personal experiences with mental hospitals. So it's illegal in the United States for you to feel unsafe there. And if you're having anxiety, you can go up to the window, tell the nurse, I'm having a really hard time, I need help, I'm not doing okay, and they'll help you. They'll give you medicine to help you. Court order to the mental hospital. Just because you go to the mental hospital does not mean you will not go to jail. They will take you to the mental hospital first if they feel it's necessary, and then take you to jail when you get out. I've seen that happen to somebody before. He attacked hospital staff, and it's actually a felony to attack hospital staff now. And he was not out of his mind at the time he attacked them. They could determine that he was not so bad that he had no reason to attack them. So he attacked the hospital staff, and the police came in. They said, well, when you get out of the mental hospital, you're going to jail. So just because you go to the mental hospital does not mean you will not go to jail. Detox is different. I've never been to detox, but detox, their systems work much differently. If you go to detox, they will not send you to jail. It's a different system, because detox is really designed to help people get better in a drug addiction capacity, whereas a mental hospital is just for mental health. So I've been there for suicide attempts myself. I've seen lots of people there for suicide attempts. I've been there for psychosis, so I've been in a psychotic state in a mental hospital. I've been the person flipping out and had the shot in the butt and tackled to the ground and scrape on my chin and arms and bruises, and had security take me down. And, I've been there on my own free will. I've been and there's been people that have flipped out at me. I had a guy that wanted to kill me in there. And they took him to the ground. It took several people to take him down, and they gave him the shot in his butt and knocked him out. Typically in a mental hospital, it's the same in both children's and adults. Your first time, you're going to feel like you're in jail. If you've never been to jail and it's your first time, everybody's first time, they typically feel like they're in jail. Mental hospitals normally are a step above jail, so they're not as bad as jail. You just like having a routine and just reminding yourself you're safe, enjoy the food, kind of look at it as a vacation from your stress. It helps make it easier to handle. So what else about a mental hospital? My glasses are broken. I'm getting new glasses. So, yeah. And I think that's all I got. So that's all I can think of for right now. But hopefully that was educational. You got a little bit of insight on how mental hospitals work and the ins and outs kind of them. Well, you guys have a wonderful day.